This is the third silver race.
1 minute 20. 1 minute 10.
Quite competitive group, as I said before.
The final minute
A number
now.
of sailors who originally were in the gold were in the final hours of yesterday moving down to the silver category,
50.
including 77, Ole Krug, red boat,
40.
115,
30.
Jonas Marneborn, the same, it's also in A. Number 12, Fredrik Edgren, Sweden, was also in A.
20.
Chaco Kaiser, number 180
9. 8.
in Netherlands, was also,
6.
but they are very competitive now, of course, in the silver race, and this raises a level of expertise and skill in this group as well. So they're off. Coming, most of them coming towards the bridge, but some going immediately out, like 77, Ole Krug, number 56, Dave Adams, UK, 159, Bengt Olsberg, Sweden. Now also 17, Germany, for Tobias, who won the last race, 256, Chris Dance from Australia, 180, Chaco Kaiser from the Netherlands. And you see number 75, Gary Winton from the United States. And you have 290, our Canadian friend Julian, and 59 is Bo Lindsjö from Sweden. Phil Burgess has probably got some weed, so he has to take in and look at his boat. And it was okay, so he's continuing his race. Our boat out here is trying to get the weed if possible, but it's difficult. So it's what can affect the results here, the wind shifts and the weed. Those are the two probably most important factors where you have difficulty sometimes to forecast. We had a race in the A group, the gold group recently, when a whole group of people led by Jan Tushingham were not able to identify a wind shift of 30 degrees before it more or less already was a fact, and it was too late to benefit. So a whole group of other sailors then benefited and came before them. Now Ole Krug, number 77, is approaching from the right, but there is already a group of sailors who have taken the benefit going directly to the windward mark. Chris Dance leading with Chaco Kaiser, Tobias Falk, Germany, Bengt Olsberg, Sweden, Ole Krug, Sweden, Ulf Lindberg, Sweden, Stig Strömqvist, Sweden, 120, Rami, Finland, 59, Lindsjö, Sweden, 75, Garen Winton, United States, 74, Pelle Jörsson, Sweden, 14, Phil Burgess, Australia, number 12, Fredrik Edgren, Sweden, and then 290 is Julian from Canada. 127 is Appelqvist from Sweden, and then there is one more boat, number 115, which is Magnus Jorneborn, Sweden. So let's look at the downwind track where Chris Stans has taken an outer position, trying to go faster into the downwind gate, followed by Chaco Kaiser, and they both seem to be taking the outer route. Tobias as well first looked as he was going to the outside, but then chose to go inside, which benefited him in the last race. He actually won quite a lot by going to the inside. He is followed by Ole Krug, number 77, who was initially ranked number 1 in the silver group. I don't know exactly what is the position right now. So to be attacks ahead of Ole Krug. So Ole might have gained some but they have Bengt Olsberg ahead, and they also have Chris Stans ahead, and they have Chaco Kaiser most likely ahead as well. So Chris is approaching the bridge. He's tacking now, seemingly being able to cover the other boats. Although you never know with Chaco whether he benefited from going so far out or not. Depends on what is the angle of approach there. He's just ahead of Bengt Olsberg, so normally he should be behind Chris Stans. But it's not a big distance between the two. Attacking now, thinking Chaco Kaiser has approached better, so he's now in the lead, followed by Chris Stans. Zoom in on the windward mark. So you see Chaco Kaiser coming into the windward mark as number 1. And then you have Chris Stans, who has lost some ground in relation to Chaco, followed by Bengt Olsberg. That's number 3. Looks as if Gary Winton is going to make it as number 4, and Ulf Lindberg as number 5. So there is a little bit of carambolage there. Phil Burgess managed to come in on port and get through it without difficulties, but there were some others that got some penalties. So let's look at the leading group. Downwind. Chaco Kaiser in the lead, Chris Stans, Bengt Olsberg. Chaco is going to the outer side.
Very happy to be there.
So Chris Dance goes to the inner side, so does Bengt Olsberg, whereas Chaco Kaiser goes to the outer side. So Bengt Olsberg is trying.
Situation solved. Not non-contact.
Well, no, it's not that. It's the competitors.
Yeah.
They protested.
And in earlier races, every good. So you
He nearly had a protest with the guys.
So we have 3 boats in the lead. Chaco Kaiser, Netherlands. Chris Dance, 256, Australia. Bengt Olsberg, 159, Sweden.
And the fleet is more close today. They're not so spread.
Trying to catch all of them in the same frame here. You see them are going through the finishing line fairly soon. Likely to be followed by Ulf Lindberg, 645. 256. And then we have Bengt Olsberg in the 3rd position, followed by Ulf Lindberg. And then Phil Burgess, Tobias from Germany, number 17, 74 Pelle Jörsson, 56 Germany, Great Britain, number 290 Canada, 77, and 120 Finland, 133 Sweden, 12 Sweden, 75 United States if he gets speed. No, I think the 59 will beat him. 75, 127 Appelqvist, Sweden. So that's for the 3rd silver race.